Hi, I'm David Blessing, Culinary Arts Director, Longwood Lifestyle and Events. Today I'm making polenta fries. I have in a pot a mixture of whole milk and water, and I season it very generously with salt and black pepper. Certainly to taste. I like mine a little bit assertive. The polenta itself can be somewhat bland. It's very important actually to have a well-seasoned liquid that you're cooking it in. The difference between the polenta that's made where it's cooked into the grains or seasoned after is quite a big difference. So this milk is almost to the boil. You want it to be almost at that point, not quite boiling. You don't want the milk to break. And the reason I use milk and water, I want some of the richness from the milk, but the water obviously is a texture thing. So if it was all milk, it might be a little too creamy, a little bit difficult to cook that way as well. The polenta that I'm using is actually a stone ground organic polenta. You certainly can use a instant polenta, which is fine. It's a little bit different texture, not quite as much flavor. The one that we prefer to use here at Longwood is really a fine grade organic stone ground. Very delicious, a lot more corn flavor. So we're just about ready here. And what's important in adding this in is that you add it in slowly and whisk the entire time. You don't want all the polenta to go to the bottom. It will stick and it will clump. Obviously, that's not a good thing. If you want a nice creamy polenta, this step is pretty important. So our polenta is in, and I'm just going to continue to stir this continuously for about 35 to 40 minutes. Good quality, high quality polenta that's stone ground should take about that long, and it helps develop the flavor, helps break down the starch, and also infuse the flavor of the liquid that you're cooking it in. Turn the heat down to low so it doesn't burn. As it thickens up, it does have a tendency to kind of boil up, and it's very hot, so you have to be careful of that. So it looks like our polenta is just about ready. It has a nice thick creamy texture, and we're going to enhance that and add additional flavoring that with a little bit of whole butter. I always like to finish the polenta with the butter rather than cook it in, so you get that extra creamy texture of that nice rich butter. In addition, I'm going to add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. So again, for flavor, nice fruitiness. They're both a fat, so it adds to that creamy texture, but really on the palate. You could add all butter or all olive oil, or both, as I'm doing. And it also gives a nice little bit of a sheen to the creamy polenta as well. So once that butter is incorporated, mixed in really nicely, I'm going to add this beautiful Pecorino Romano. Certainly Parmesan is a traditional cheese that goes in here, but I like the Pecorino. It's a much sharper flavor, a little bit more intense flavor to stand up to this nice, rich, creamy polenta. I'm also going to add a mixture of chopped fresh rosemary. I've added a little bit of parsley as well for color and just give that nice fresh element to the polenta. What I'm going to do is take this creamy polenta, I'm going to pour it right onto a pre-greased half sheet pan. You can use a cookie sheet or a hotel pan or any kind of pan that's flat. So I'm going to take our polenta, pour it right out onto here. Okay, and just want to spread it out nice and even. Doing this while it's hot certainly makes that process a little bit easier. And I want to flatten it out, pull it all the way right to each edge. Pat it down a little bit, smooth out those edges. Okay, and if it's not perfect, that's okay. What I'm going to do is take a piece of parchment paper, put it right over the top of the polenta, smooth it out with my hands a little bit. And then you just want to put another sheet pan over the top or some kind of weight, not too much, just enough to kind of keep the shape of that polenta. Push it down a little bit. Then we're going to put that in the fridge and let it sit overnight. So while your polenta is chilling overnight in the refrigerator, we're going to make our lemon and truffle mayonnaise as a dipping sauce for the polenta fries. We start with a homemade mayonnaise, traditional recipe. I make it with canola oil. I think it has a cleaner flavor. And to that, I'm going to add some fresh lemon zest. I'm a big fan of lemon zest, just to add that. I'll usually use it with lemon juice and the zest itself, just to get a much more intense punch of lemon flavor. That acid is really important for those crisp polenta fries. They have cheese and butter and olive oil in there, so this cuts through it a little bit. So a nice fresh squeeze juice. We have the zest, and to this, I'm going to add some chopped black truffles. Pretty much pick up canned truffle peelings at any gourmet store. If you couldn't find the black truffle peelings, you certainly could use just truffle oil, which we're going to use here as well. So a nice, healthy dose of truffle. I'm going to add a little bit of white truffle oil as well. You can use white or black truffle oil. Black truffle has a little bit more of an intense flavor. They both work great. Season that with salt and pepper. Okay. Going to mix that up well to incorporate. As you can see, it's studded with those nice black truffles. There's a great flavor to it. And this is actually better to sit overnight as well while the polenta is chilling to really enhance and increase the truffle flavor. So there you have it, lemon truffle mayonnaise. Okay, so I have some of the chilled polenta. I cut a strip out of it about 3.5 inches long. It's a good size. And I'm just going to cut that, show you how we do that. Here at the restaurant, we have a deep fryer, but certainly you could use a Fry Daddy at home or a heavy bottom stock pot. Probably 360 to 375 is a safe bet. So we just want to square those up. And again, it has a kind of a large cut fry look, which is obviously what we're going for here. So we have our fries cut. Now what we're going to do is put them into our deep fryer, not crowd them too much. I'm going to leave a little bit of space next to each one in a fryer basket right into that hot oil. And we want to fry them for approximately a minute to a minute and a half. But again, keep an eye on them. Maybe oil is a little bit different, but you want it to be a nice crisp golden brown, not too dark, but you'll see that nice golden color, and they'll stay nice and crisp, and they'll be excellent. So here we have our beautiful polenta fries, nice crisp golden brown, and drain those a little bit, and I'm just going to take an additional Pecorino Romano, again, that nice sharp cheese, pretty healthy amount, sprinkle right over the top of the polenta fries, and here at Longwood, we like to kick it up a little bit and add an enhanced flavor. If you still have some of that truffle oil, there's a little bit of truffle oil right over the polenta fries. A nice toss to coat each one with that beautiful pecorino. Here we have our lemon-truffle mayonnaise. And I like to platter these kind of in a fun way, the Jenga style, so to speak, and stack them up. It's just a nice, cool presentation. They don't slide around. They have stayed in place nicely. People can grab it quite easily when you're passing it for an hors d'oeuvre.